Prosperity and development to Kurunegala. Prime Minister's plan supported by President. Take proper action against the demolition of the King's Assembly Court in Kurunegala. Mahasangha requests. Medirigiri Watadagaya fallen to the hands of treasure miners. Jagat Pushpakumara sheds tears on a political stage. The teacher involved in child abuse cases remanded. A revelation shows that a child is abused every 2 hours in Sri Lanka. Hello there and welcome to Primetime News here on Election First. My name is David Paldana. Now taking a look at some local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has expressed his fullest support towards Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa's ambition to develop Kurunegala, which is the fourth kingdom of Sri Lanka. Now according to a statement issued by the President's media division, the President has said that all irrigation facilities in the district will be refurbished to boost agricultural activities in the area. The President has made these remarks during a tour in Kurunegala while campaigning for the candidates of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana contesting for the district.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa first attended a meeting at the Malsiripura area in Hiriyala. The President was given a resounding welcome upon his arrival in the area. The President then attended a rally at the Satyavadi ground. Athletes in the area had informed the President regarding their need for a state-of-the-art netball stadium. The President also met with Tharjani Sivalingam, who is considered to be the world's tallest netball player. A group of candidates, including Minister Johnston Fernando, were present during the occasion. The President also attended a rally in Mahawar.
Since the 3rd of this month, the President has attended a series of public rallies in Polonnaruwa, Puttlam, Colombo, Matale, Badulla, Kandy, Ampara, Kegol, Ratnapura, Nuwara, Galle, Matara and Kurunegala. During his visits, the President has identified the problems of the people and taken steps to provide them with solutions. He was given a resounding welcome at each of these rallies.
Now in one of your headline-making stories, the Mahasangha has pointed out that the lethargic attitude has been adopted while taking legal action against the demolition of an archaeological site in Kurunegala.
The security forces, the police or the government have not taken any action with regard to the incident in Kurunegala. This is a dangerous situation. We feel that amending the Antiquities Ordinance in a hurry sets the tone for a scheme to destroy these constructions. Therefore, steps must be taken to punish the individuals destroying this country. We wish to request that attention be drawn towards this matter.
දැන් ඒ කඩාබිඳ දැමූ පුරාවිද්‍යා ස්මාරකයේ වටිනාකම
They are estimating the value of the monument that had been bulldozed based on a name. We know that folklore is a part of archaeology. Folklore suggests that this was used as a king's assembly hall. It is the responsibility of the Department of Archaeology to confirm these matters. Instead of doing that, they are trying to let go of this matter by claiming that it belonged to Chandrasiri and his son, and it had been used as a house of ill repute. The rulers of this country must understand that this place is of archaeological importance. A rock canal has been constructed as well. With all these features being present, it is clear that this is a place of archaeological value. The municipal council had admitted that this is a place of archaeological value. They have done these shameful acts despite conceding that. Those responsible must be brought before the law and punished. If this trend continues, they will destroy temples, while politicians in power will say that they will not allow a single strand of hair to be touched. The following views were expressed on the Dhamsavi religious program aired on Sirasa TV this morning.
ප්‍රමුඛතන දෙනවා නම් අපේ රටේ තියෙන්න ඕන දේ තමයි බුදුදහම සුරක්ෂිත කරන්න ඕන.
If prominence is to be given, the religion of Buddhism must be protected in the country. As a teacher of a Pirivena, I have observed that the subject of Bodhivansha was removed from the syllabus. They have destroyed the assembly hall of the Kurunagala king. A monk at a temple cannot construct a lavatory. At the Lanka Tilaka, when I attempted to construct a lavatory next to my room, I narrowly escaped going to prison as I was a monk. That is how the law is enforced against bhikkhus. Have they arrested at least one person over the demolition of King's Assembly Hall? If they are saying that Buddhism will be protected for the sake of supporting a particular faction, we can observe that many politicians benefited through Buddhism.
ඒකත් සුරක්ෂිත කරන්නේ කඩේ යනවන බුදුදහම නිසා බොහෝ පාලකයෝ දියුණු වුණා.
A building identified as the King's Assembly Hall from the Kurunagala area is bulldozed a day before archaeological conservation activities were set to take place at this site. Kurunagala Mayor Thushara Sanjeeva admits that the building was demolished upon a request made by the Road Development Authority. The engineer of the Kurunagala Road Development Authority office says there was no need to demolish the entire construction. The incident is criticized by the ministers of the government.
6.9 million votes were not cast for Gotabaya Rajapaksa to encourage remarks to the effect that even a strand of hair would be untouched if a person in our faction has done something wrong.
Several entities heavily criticize the destruction of the archaeological site.
The assembly hall is located below the ground. They tried to construct a hotel at this site. They bulldozed it, hoping to obtain artifacts. Isn't the Antiquities Ordinance being implemented? The Antiquities Ordinance is strong to an extent that even a toilet pit cannot be dug for a temple located in an archaeological area. They would be arrested.
The Prime Minister appoints a committee to probe the destruction at the archaeological site.
We are waiting for the report. Let us see what we can do after we receive the report.
Investigations commence into the incident.
The police must identify all parties linked to this. This cannot be done by my side.
The report submitted to the Prime Minister recommends that those responsible for the destruction must bear the cost for the restoration activities. Court issues an order barring a group, including the mayor, to the archaeological site in Kurunagala that had been demolished. The Road Development Authority and the Kurunagala Municipal Council are informed to bear the cost of restoring the archaeological site. The restoration of the building cannot be done using the funds of the people. That is a blatant mistake.
The assembly hall, which was demolished, must be reconstructed using the funds of those responsible for this. Otherwise, seize their assets and reconstruct the building. We wish to remind that this must not be done using the taxpayers' money. The investigations carried out so far have not directed the responsibility of this to one person. Investigations are still being carried out in this regard.
For your information,
According to the Antiquities Ordinance of 1998, any construction with a history of over 100 years is considered to be an archaeological heritage. Damaging such constructions is a serious offence. According to the law, this is an offence that can result in imprisonment.
For your information.
Meanwhile, the government has drawn its attention towards amending the Antiquities Ordinance to protect national heritage sites in the country. A decision has been made to appoint a committee comprising the Mahasangha and experts in this regard.
මෙන්න මේ කුරුණෑගල සිද්ධිය ගැන ජොන්ස්ටන් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ මගේ මිත්‍ර ඇමතිවරයාගේ ප්‍රකාශනෙත් එක්ක මට සැකයක් පවතිනවා මෙන්න මේ සිද්ධිය මුට්ටිය දාලා බැලුවද හොරකමට මේ පුරාවිද්‍යා පනත වෙනස් කරන්න. ඇයි මේ කඩිමුඩිය පුරාවිද්‍යා පනත වෙනස් කරන්නේ?
Considering the statement made by Minister Johnston Fernando regarding the Kurunagala incident, I am suspicious whether they are attempting to amend the Antiquities Ordinance to sweep the matter under the carpet. Why are they trying to amend the Antiquities Ordinance in a hurry? This is the Rajapaksa agenda. I feel that they have begun the process of destroying the remaining artifacts and archaeological sites in the name of the temples. I wish to ask the SLPP whether their manifesto mentioned anything regarding the Antiquities Ordinance. Why are they amending it? Why are committees being appointed? Why can't a decision be made with regard to the Kurunagala incident? Why can't the culprits be punished? This is a large conspiracy. I wish to tell the President and the Prime Minister to avoid destroying the name of Ruhuna, Rajapaksa and Dutugamunu. I wish to tell them, especially the President, to avoid obtaining SIL for things they cannot abstain from doing. Minister Johnston Fernando was boasting about it. I wish to ask him whether he at least has a knowledge about the Sinhalese culture and its history. I will not talk about it if he is aware of such things. It's only us, Sinhalese, who know about this. The ministers who are not aware of this must not comment on that.
ඒ දැනුම තියෙන. ඒ දැනුම නැති ඇමතිවරු කරුණාකරලා වාසිබස් කතා කරන්න එපා.
මේ ආකාරයට රටේ පාලකයන් විසින්ම මේවා විනාශ කරනවා. හැබැයි රටේ පාලකයන් මේ පිළිබඳව බරපතල අසංවේදීකමක් තමයි දක්වන්නේ. දැන්
Although these are being destroyed by those in power, the rulers are showing grave insensitiveness towards this problem. The president is attempting to do a whitewash before the people by appointing a committee. The president does not have the power to amend acts. According to the country's constitution, it is the parliament which has the sole power to amend the act. We condemn the manner in which they are attempting to amend the Antiquities Ordinance while preventing the law from being enforced against those who bulldozed an archaeological site by trampling the police and the judiciary. We express our regret over that.
රකින්න ගමන් පුරාවිද්‍යා පනත් සංශෝධනය කිරීම වගේ වංචනික ව්‍යාජ අසංවේදී වැඩ කිරීම අපි ඇත්තටම හෙලා දකිනවා කනගාටුයි.
Several constructions of archaeological value are at danger, apart from the archaeologically important building that was bulldozed in Kurunagala. The Madirigiriya Vatadagaya that is located on a land area spanning 200 acres is a prime example of this. Mining activities have been taking place on this land, although 15 archaeology and civil security officers have been deployed for the protection of the archaeological site. 5 incidents of illegal mining have been reported from the site within this month alone.
Treasure looters have destroyed this place. If this trend continues as villagers, we are doubtful whether we will lose a heritage resource. In the 70s, this was a place filled with treasure across 200 acres of lands. Today, only about 10 acres of lands are remaining.
Villagers point out that illegal mining has taken place at the site for a very long time. Although officials have been informed regarding this, it has failed to elicit a swift response.
The day on which the Madirigiriya Vatadagaya will be bulldozed just as the archaeological site was bulldozed does not seem too far away. There were rock pillars and punkalasas. The punkalasa is no more. The punkalasa at the Kalgedi bridge in Madirigiriya is similar to the punkalasa at the Chaitya. The punkalasa at the Vatadagaya is also not there today. They have been taken to various places. In the past, the rock used in moon stores had been broken down and taken away for hotels. There were valuable Buddha statues. They have been broken into pieces. The head of the Buddha statue has been damaged and the hand is damaged as well.
Archaeological sites are one of the factors that contribute to uplifting the image of Sri Lanka. However, who is responsible for the gradual destruction of these sites that have been taking place? Is it fair for the officials to delay taking action in this regard?
During a public rally in Anuradhapura, National People's Power candidate Vasantha Samarasinghe expressed his views on the appointment of committees to investigate certain incidences.
මේ ආණ්ඩුවත් අර හිටපු ආණ්ඩුව වගේම
Just as the previous government were hunting for medical substances, despite not going to offer treatment, this government too is appointing committees for every single thing. They appointed a committee for fuel prices. They appointed another committee to investigate crimes. The president too is appointing committees for every single thing. A person had ended his life at a high security zone in Colombo. However, that has not been investigated. They appointed another committee to investigate the incident involving the demolition of King Bhuvanekabahu's assembly hall. Although there were committees for everything, their reports have not borne the desired results. A committee was appointed with regard to the US agreement. They appointed another political committee in addition to that. Why are these committees being appointed?
එතකොට මොකටද මේ කමිටු දාන්නේ?
Two individuals who sustained injuries in an attack on a hotel in Matale were admitted to hospital.
The clash had taken place at around 9:45 last night when a group of individuals who arrived at the hostel had requested for cigarettes but were let down due to its non-availability. The hotel property was severely damaged. The son of the owner of the hotel and an employee had sustained injuries and were admitted to the Matale General Hospital. We told the police officer to arrest them, but the police said the entry must be recorded first. Even if a murder had taken place, it is the same protocol. One individual has been arrested in connection to the incident, while police said another suspect had fled the area. Meanwhile, a candidate of an independent group contesting the upcoming election has been admitted to hospital after sustaining injuries in an attack launched against him. He was first attacked with stones while travelling in a three-wheeler on the Bogavantalawa Hatton main road. A group attacked him afterwards. The injured candidate was admitted to the Bogavantalawa Regional Hospital and later transferred to the Dikoya Base Hospital.
During a media briefing today, the chairman of the National Election Commission was questioned about reports on violence linked to the upcoming election.
Violence linked to the election has not been reported as yet. However, there have been violations of election regulations. Distribution of polling cards should end 7 days before the date on which the election will be held. Elections will be held on the 5th of August. Polling cards will not be distributed after the 29th of July. Polling cards are generally not distributed on Sundays, but we are carrying out a special distribution program today. However, due to special circumstances, we will start to distribute polling cards in the Rajangan area on the 28th and conclude on the 2nd of August. Those who did not receive polling cards should inquire about the matter from the Grama Seva officer and check whether their names have been included in the list.
Party leaders. Political update.
With elections around the corner, the political arena is heating up by the day. This is your party leaders update for today.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that strong leaders who can shoulder responsibilities must be elected to the parliament. The Prime Minister expressed these views while addressing a public rally in Valapane today. We have taken steps to implement the policies and plans that were approved by 6.9 million citizens who voted for us. However, the implementation process can only be completed if a parliament is established. If a majority in parliament is not secured by the party of the president, the dilemmas we witnessed during the former government will only repeat. The public must vote to those who will not go against their policies. The flower bud is our party's symbol. Our party has allied with several parties. We are supported by several strong parties and our old allies are still with us. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa attended a public rally in Haldum Mulla yesterday.
The leader of the Samagi Jana Balawega states that a considerable amount of the population of the country suffers from starvation. He made these remarks at a public rally held at the Mulkirigala electorate.
UNICEF ආයතනය කියනවා
UNICEF has stated that 30% of our population is in starvation. They have done a census. In the coming month, it will increase. Every other country hands the money over to their people. Do you know how those people receive money? The check gets delivered through the post. Other than that, they deposit the money to the people's accounts. In this country, the people have to beg from the Pohottua members for their money. The Pohottua is against giving the 20,000 rupee allowance. So are the central bank robbers who are leaning on the Pohottua. All of them are against it. However, they approve people in higher seats committing theft. But they consider helping the poor to be bad deed. I would like to say to you that no matter who slings mud at us, to develop the economy, we will give 20,000 rupees to every family.
කවුරු මඩ ගැහුවත් මසකට පවුලකට 20000 දෙන එක වෙනවයි කියලා මන් තමුන්නාසලට කියනවා.
Meanwhile, Sajid Premadasa attended a public rally in Madagama, Bibila yesterday. Leader of the United National Party, Ranil Wickremesinghe, attended a public rally in Bokundara Piliyandala this morning.
I am being criticized from every end. Some claim I have formed deals with the government. How can forming deals with the government solve these problems? Some claim I have coffee with the Prime Minister. So should I have whiskey instead? But in the days when Chandrika was president, they served a delicious fruit juice. Now my question is, can such matters solve the corona crisis? Whether it's whiskey, tea or coffee, can any of these solve the problems we are currently facing?
Leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Dissanayake, expressed the following views on racism. He expressed these views at a public meeting themed Political Revival of Malays.
The culmination of a clash is destruction. How many clashes have we faced as one people? We know that it is the politicians who are creating these clashes. Aggravating racism is what keeps them going. Everyone has a strong connection to their religion, race, language and culture in their hearts. When the politician loses, they go and hide in race and religion. They dig out what is deep in our hearts. All other issues come second. The race is in danger. There is a saying that race and religion is the final destination of a fraudster. We cannot go forward without building the tower of national peace. The ruler seeks the clash between us. The ruler wants each of us to look at each other with suspicion. We believe that unity is the strongest weapon against the ruler.
අපි අතර සමගි වීම තමයි මේ පාලකයාට එරෙහිව තිබෙන ප්‍රබලතම අවිය කියලා අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා.
Former President Maithripala Sirisena predicted the preferential votes that he will obtain at the general election. He made these remarks at a public rally held in Polonnaruwa.
There were small children when I made development plans for Polonnaruwa. I was the one who brought them to politics. I say that very clearly. Whether it be the UNP, the SLFP, the SLPP or the JVP, we are all the same today. Both the SLPP and the SLFP have entered an alliance, Sri Lanka Freedom Podujana Alliance. Mahinda Rajapaksa is the leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Podujana Alliance and I am its chairman. We all work together in unity. We in the SLFP and the SLPP are all the same. There is no issue for you. On the 5th, go to the polls in the morning. I will tell the election result on the 5th. Vote for the Pohottua and mark an X to the preferential number. I would like to say that on the 7th, more than 150,000 votes will be cast.
මං කැමති මගේ රටේ නූතන වීර කැප්පටි පොළට වීර පුරන්න අපුරට නූතන විහාර මහදේවිලට සුගලා දේවිලට කතා කරන්නට එස්සටන් කාමීත්‍යය තුල දිනා ගන්නට රට ගැනයි මේ කතා කරන්නේ මහසෝ.
Our president is handcuffed from implementing his policies, and this is why we need to secure a two-third majority.
ඒක නිසා තමයි අපි කියන තුනෙන් දෙකේ බලයක් දෙන්න කියලා.
Thousands are suffering to make ends meet, and the Rajapaksa's only worries about securing a two-thirds majority. The price of coconut oil, dal, sugar and rice have increased. People are struggling to afford their meals. Mahinda Rajapaksa promised comfort, but now the people are suffering instead. All they want is a two-third majority.
The parliament is where you find the people who sleep the most. Sometimes you can even hear them snore. Why is the government trying to secure a two-thirds majority? The intention is not to reduce the price of goods or serve the senior citizens or support disabled war heroes. The ruling party wants a two-third majority to amend the laws so that they could achieve their objectives.
If the government is to implement its policies as per the policy manifesto in the proper manner, either the 19th Amendment to the Constitution should be abolished or a new amendment to the Constitution should be brought forward. To do this, we need a two-thirds majority. There are 8 SLPP candidates contesting the election from the Kandy district. All 8 of them should be elected to Parliament.
The ruling party wanted to hold elections somehow or the other even amidst the breakout of a pandemic in the country. This is to secure a two-thirds majority. Amidst the warnings from the National Election Commission and health officials, the date for the election was set. But the thirst to secure a two-thirds majority has not come to an end as yet.
The public is well aware of the deals formed in the political arena. We do not inform the public about such matters anymore. The political arena may have its portion of horses and mules. The public should think twice. Will the horses be chosen or the mules be chosen? I think the public will take the right decision in the upcoming election.
A candidate of the SLPP said the public must leave out the mules and elect the horses to parliament. But why is the public assigned with this task? Why did Mahinda Rajapaksa and Gotabaya Rajapaksa give nominations to the mules in the first place? How can the public identify the mules and the horses when every mule will claim to be a horse?
For 21 years, there was no seat in parliament for the Badula district to represent women. Women face hundreds of problems. We will empower women economically during the next 5 years.
තුනෙන් දෙකේ බලය ඉල්ලන ආණ්ඩුව උදේ පාන්දර නැගිටලා බොන තේ කෝප්පෙන්ම තුනෙන් එහෙකට දැන් ගහලා ඉවරයි සීනි ටිකේ.
The present government cannot secure two-thirds majority by obtaining the votes of the general public. I will leave parliament and get myself ordained if the ruling party secures the two-thirds majority at the upcoming election.
මම පාර්ලිමේන්තු යන එක නවත්තලා කෙස් පිටින් මහාන වෙනවා කියලා නැවතත් කියනවා.
2020.
We're going in for a short commercial break. Do join us on the other side for more of the very latest.
The Lakshapan estate is where this incident happened, where this rare black leopard got caught in a snare and it died. So why we are going to Lakshapan is to understand, first of all, how it happened, and most importantly, why it happened.
Snares are now a threat for leopards that we will really need to seriously consider.
It's obviously it's a nasty death. It can be a very nasty death because it can take a long time.
So we have limited stuff and we can't attend everywhere.
Welcome back to the news. Now taking a look at more local news. 2 suspects have been arrested for peddling heroin at a prominent 5-star hotel in Colombo. During a media briefing held today, police spokesperson SSP Jali Senaratne expressed the following views in this regard.
The suspects have been identified as individuals aged 20 and 29 who are residents of Wattala and Angoda.
කොළඹ ප්‍රදේශයේ ප්‍රසිද්ධ හෝටලයක
Information had been received regarding a drug racket operating from a prominent hotel in Colombo. We were able to recover around 100 narcotic tablets from the suspect. Accordingly, the police have seized a total of 5,600 narcotic tablets, apart from heroin. A significant feature is that these narcotic tablets had been sold at nightclubs and during other occasions at prominent hotels. According to information unraveled so far, these tablets have been sold at a cost ranging between 2,500 or 5,000 rupees. Accordingly, the street value for these narcotics is between 14 to 28 million rupees. Investigations are being carried out into this regard. The investigations carried out so far have shown that this drug racket is being manipulated by a prisoner. It has also been revealed that these narcotics have been smuggled into the country by a courier company by avoiding the eyes of the Sri Lanka police. The latest mechanism is that these narcotics are being smuggled into the country by courier companies, following which they are distributed.
මෙවැනි කුරිය සමාගම් හරහා මත්පෙති මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය ලංකාවට ගෙනල්ලා බෙදා හැරීම බව මේ වෙන විට අනාවරණය කරගෙන තියෙනවා.
Meanwhile, underworld criminal Gamage Taranga Kumara, alias Kota Taranga, has been arrested in the Kesalwata area in Colombo. The arrest had been set in motion during a special operation involving officers attached to the Kesalwata police station. The underworld criminal, identified as Kota Taranga, is an ally of Makandure Madush.
And some disturbing news making headlines today. A teacher who was arrested for abusing a group of boys has been remanded until the 5th of next month. The order was issued after the suspect had been produced before the Nugegoda Magistrates Court today. Chairman of the National Child Protection Authority, Professor Mudita Vitana Patirana, said that the students who were identified as victims have been produced for medical tests.
According to the police, a child is subject to abuse once in every 2 hours in Sri Lanka. Police said that 70% of abuse had been committed by close relatives or acquaintances of the victims. They add that there are incidents of child abuse that are not reported to the police as well. Newsfirst had previously reported incidents in which foreigners who had entered the country were involved in child abuse cases. The hotline 1929 can be contacted to report any incidents of child abuse.
Now, keeping in line with more headline-making stories, the people of this country have witnessed conflicts taking place due to the incidents of injustice in politics. However, a public rally in Velavaya saw this anger being turned into sorrow today.
Pushpa Kumara can't be defeated. I have been informed that some people have discussed moves to kill me before the 5th. There is a plan to do that. What is the value of a position that is achieved by murdering a person? Even if they murdered you, I am ready to fulfill all possible responsibilities on behalf of you. I have engaged in politics for 25 years. I engaged in politics by coming face to face with the UNP. I uplifted the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. When we got 20 votes from the Bibile electorate, it was because of Soisa's commitment that we received 22,000 more votes. We didn't cross over to the UNP because we built the SLFP. We always engaged in politics to build this party. It was Jagat Pushpa Kumara and not anyone else who brought in crowds of 10,000 people to attend the rallies of Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Palavatta junction in a bid to make him win on the 5th of January 2015. It was not we who defeated them. How they are treating us is disgraceful. They chased Soisa from this side. They are also trying to chase away Pushpa Kumara. They are trying to chase away Sumeda also. That is their goal.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට දූෂකයන් වංචනිකයන් පගාකරුවන් මිනි මරුවන් ස්ත්‍රී දූෂකයන් ළමා අපචාරකරුවන් කැසිනෝ කරුවන් කුඩුකාරයන් ජාවාරම්කාරයන් යවන්න එපා.
The Sunday Times today reported that the Criminal Investigation Department has launched an investigation into a controversial oil refinery project in Hambantota.
In March last year, Newsfirst revealed that the foundation stone for the Hambantota oil refinery, worth nearly 700 billion rupees, had been laid under the previous government. The ceremony was held with the participation of several government officials. Dr. Mohammed Hamad Al Rumhi, who was Oman's Minister of Oil and Gas, and Jagat Rakshagan Sandeep Anand, who served as a director of a Singapore-registered company named Silver Park International. At that time, it was announced that Oman's Ministry of Oil and Gas will have a 30% stake in the project. However, after Omani officials denied involvement in the exercise, it came to light that it was Silver Park International which was the main investor in the project and that it was yet to finalize other investors. Silver Park's 4 directors were identified as Jagat Rakshagan Sandeep Anand, Jagat Rakshagan Srinisha and Jagat Rakshagan Anusaya. They are the son, daughter and wife of S. Jagat Rakshagan, a controversial Indian politician from the Dravida Munhetra Kalaham. An environmental impact assessment had not been carried out for the project that was set to be constructed across 200 acres of land.
Well, that is a wrap of primetime news here on Election First. Of course, for more information, log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. We would like to thank our sign interpreter Tarka Gabriel for joining us tonight. For the News First team, I'm David Paldano. Take care.